If you were to ask me which is the most common mistake I see black and white photographers make when they're editing their work, I would say that most of them add either too much or too little contrast. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at how to use the right amount of contrast to match the mood of your photograph. And I'm going to be doing it on one of my pictures and one of Sarah's. Okay, so let's take a look at this photograph of Sarah's. As you can see, it's quite flat. Even though it's a brightish sky here, all this area is incredibly flat. We need to add some contrast into this particular scene. There are several things you can do in order to achieve that. The worst thing you can do is to use things like the contrast slider. It's a quick and dirty adjustment. If you want to do fine editing, print your work, there are much better ways of adding contrast into an image. If you're subscribed to the channel, you will already know that I'm a great believer in using profiles to do a black and white conversion. And if you're using a monochrome camera like Sarah is here, if you want to add contrast into the image, then again, use a profile to add some contrast into the image. Go to P32 and immediately we have contrast in the image. You know, it's not there yet, but it's a lot better than what it was previously. First thing I'm going to do is set my black point, and again, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll know I do this on every black and white image. I'm just going to hold my Alt key down, my Option key, move the black slider to the left so you can see the areas which are going to be pure black in the image. You can actually turn the little triangle on up here and you can actually see where these areas are, and these are the areas which will be pure black in the final print. Let's turn that off because it's really quite distracting. Okay, I don't have to worry about the highlights because I can see that the highlights aren't clipping or anything, so I don't have to adjust those. The first thing I want to do is lift up the midtones. So I'm just going to pull my curve up a little bit and look at the difference already. I'm going to take a brush and I'm just going to paint a very sort of blotchy area in here with these horses. Take my curve again and I'm just going to go from the shadow area and lift up. Now we've had a little bit of follow through here on the bottom, so I'm just going to carry that across. Okay, so it doesn't look unnatural, and then I'm just going to carry it over to this horse here. Okay, we can also use our clarity, dehaze and texture sliders, and again I've got a video on this which I'll leave in the description below. It's also in our Lightroom playlist, which goes into a little bit more detail as to what these sliders actually do. So I'm just going to zoom in and I'm going to use the texture slider. See the edges of the horse's head? The way it all comes alive. That's adding contrast. That's adding contrast into the image. And the image is starting to really come alive now. Okay, and if we go back over here, I can do the same with this horse here. So if we go back into our history. So that's our start. Okay, very flat. Loads and loads of soft areas in here of no contrast whatsoever, and this is where we are now. While I'm here, I'm going to drive Sarah mad. I'm going to straighten her image because it's doing my head in, my OCD. There we go. Okay, now with increasing all that contrast, what we have done is we've made the sky a little bit too light. When it comes to using masks other than the brush, the only other one that I'll probably use is the sky mask. A lot of people will use the exposure slider here to bring it down. Okay, and as you can see, we get this weird sort of halos, we get this weird sort of blending here, which doesn't look very good at all. The exposure slider should only really be used for making global exposure adjustments. It's awful when you use it in conjunction with subtle changes. It's just too crude. It's just such a, you know, sledgehammer adjustment when it comes to Lightroom. What I prefer to use would be highlights, and if we bring the highlights down, you can see we've now got the detail back in the sky, but none of that haloing, and we've still got a distinct line between the edge of this horse truck and the sky. Okay, and we can actually, if we wanted to, because it's a sky, we can actually add a little bit of dehaze. Not much, we don't want too much, we don't look artificial. Okay, and that is a much better balanced photograph than what we had previously. Now, to refine the photograph a little bit more, I'm just going to come back into these horses. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of contrast with a curve. And then I'm just going to go into this young lady here, zoom in. And I just want to separate her a little bit more from the background. Whoops, I don't need that. Got to make another brush. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to use a little bit of clarity to do that. There we go. Okay, and now she's kind of separated from the background a little bit more, which is great. Just have a quick look around the image. Make sure we're happy with everything. It all looks pretty good. Okay, let's drop down. I always zoom in and out when I'm editing. I like to see what things look like as I'm looking at print, and you know, to check things as I zoom in. And immediately I can see this area here is not quite right. I'm just going to do a little brush over that, and I'm just going to lift that area there. That's better. Okay, cool. We'll just blend that through. Okay, fantastic. Now, last thing is we want to add a little bit of grain. Always add grain to our images. Sarah likes the grain preset from SILVERCHROME, which is called medium grain. So that's what she gets. That is pretty much it. So if we go back to our snapshots and go to our start, that's what we started with. Just fit that on the screen. That's what we started with, and this is what we've ended up with. Okay, but look at the amount of contrast that's been put into that image. An image like this doesn't want to be heavy on sort of super contrast, like, you know, a Dido Mariana or a William Klein type of thing. This is just a nice, subtle black and white, nice set of tones in the image, nice amount of contrast in the image, just the way Sarah likes her pictures to look. So this is one of my photographs from Oxford, shot with the 21mm lens. It's flat. Okay, it's really, really flat. So I'm going to change the profile as always to P32, and that's helped a little bit, but it's still very flat in here, and it really needs some help. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my black point. In case you know this by now. Okay, cool. And we've got a gap here, so I really want that point there to be against the edge of the graph. So I'm going to hold my option key down and move the white, and you can see as it moves up there. If that's too much, I'm just going to back it off until all that disappears. As you can see immediately, that's already made quite a difference. You know, it's got us 60-70% of the way there just by doing those things. What I want to do is bring these two out a little bit. I want to darken this area down a little bit, and then maybe work on bringing her out a little bit from this wall here. Okay, so let's start with this couple here. So I'm just going to go into the faces. I use the brush for absolutely everything pretty much in Lightroom. The brush is assigned to one of my mouse buttons, so I only have to press the mouse button and the brush comes up. So I'm just going to lift her face a little bit. If you're unsure which part of the graph to use, I kind of know through instinct. If you're unsure, if we just delete this control point, you can always use the target adjustment tool, and there you are. That's absolutely spot on. And you can do it that way if you're unsure. It works equally as well. I just know roughly where I am, so I don't tend to worry about that too much, but you can use that quite easily. I'm going to take another brush. I'm going to lift her hand up a little bit. Same kind of tone. If you feel like it's moving the wrong area, like it's making her sleeve too bright, just come down and try again. Okay, until you get the right area, or use the target adjustment tool. It doesn't matter which one you use. Okay, and that's fine. Quite happy with that. And then we'll just carry that brush over to this guy here. Okay, which is quite nice. He's right now. I just think she's a little bit too dark still, so let's go back into that brush and we'll just lift her a little bit more. There we go. Very, very cool. Alrighty. Now then, let's get the second problem, which is this big area of this arm. It's one of the joys of using a 21mm lens. You're never quite sure what's going to be at the corners of the frame because you're so close to people. Let's just pull this down. Okay, let's pull the highlights out. That's better. Okay, cool. See, what I'm doing there is I'm just bringing the highlights down more than the shadows, so it doesn't look unnatural. It doesn't matter that I've blended a little bit into the guy again. That doesn't really bother me too much. Okay, let's go to this young lady here. Zoom in. Let's get our brush. Okay, go back to our curve. We're just going to lift the face a little bit here. Fantastic. Let's zoom out. Okay, that's already a lot better than what we had previously. So if we go back to our beginning, there's our reset settings, and there's where we are now. Okay, we brought a lot of contrast in. We don't need to go mad on this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to paint in this area here. Okay, just to take it down a little bit, go back to my curves. I'm just going to take that down just a little bit. Okay, and then paint a little bit this side as well so it's balanced. And then just across the top, down into here. Okay, and this is going to be a really, really quick edit. And then I'm going to go and zoom right in. I think this is all looking pretty good actually. Don't have a problem with any of this. This area is probably a little bit light here. So I just, again, I could go back into the mask and try and change it in the mask because you remember we moved the curve. But I just find it easier just to correct it by putting a mask over the top. It's just easier than trying to go back into the original mask. Fantastic. And then finally, what I'm going to do is add some grain. Use some push grain. And then I'm going to back that off. It's about there, I think. Okay, and then we'll have a look at that. And there we go. That's pretty much our finished photograph. I'm quite happy with that. That's really kind of cool. If we want, just looking at it again, maybe we could just take the highlights down a little bit here on her top, a little bit more. Whoops, and a little bit more. Not too much. Cracky Jeff. Get really excited there. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, to zoom in again and take a look at what we started with. Okay, and where we are now. And that for me is the right amount of contrast. You have tone everywhere where you want tone. There's no sort of blown out highlights. There's no harsh contrast. We like this kind of feel to the images, and that's what I always edit to. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested in SILVERCHROME or any one-to-one Lightroom tuition, don't forget to click the link in the description. And as ever, I'll see you guys in the comments.